Hi, I'm Matt.
Hi, I'm Paul.
And we are Monfrere. Corey has asked us to answer a few questions for the We Are Bermuda website, so we're happily going to do that. First of all, I'm going to ask Paul a little bit about his experiences of living in Bermuda. So Paul, what school did you attend out there?
Warwick Academy.
Alright, and what was it like?
It was alright, considering my dad was my headmaster.
Oh, that must have been bad. I know him. That must have been bad.
In case you haven't figured this out, we're brothers, right? So yeah, went to Warwick Academy, moved out to Bermuda when I was, in 1997, and I lived there full-time until 2002, and then came back to the UK for further musical education.
Brilliant. And we are an electronic dance music act. So what inspired you to get involved in music?
Actually, moving to Bermuda was the biggest influence in me becoming a musician, because I had been drumming for about 6 months before I moved to Bermuda. And when I moved to Bermuda, suddenly everyone... Well, I got put in a music class, which I was a bit uncomfortable about, because I'd only had a couple of drum lessons, and... But suddenly, like, everyone took it quite seriously, and we're really kind of positive about pushing it. And Shine Hayward was my music teacher, and really inspired me to come out of my shell a bit and to enjoy playing music. And yeah, so he made music learning fun, and my subsequent music teacher, Kent Hayward, as well, both very big influences. And also, I joined a pretty full-on drum school in Bermuda called Bermuda Drum Percussion Institute, taught by Nick Watson and Jonathan Dobson, and yeah, it was like they kind of started to show me how I could take it seriously, because up until then it was fun,
yeah.
But like, and then those guys kind of showed me that it could be, take pride in it.
Yeah, good guys.
Yeah.
Shine Hayward played at my wedding.
Yeah, he did. Matt got married in Bermuda.
Yes, loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
So tell me about what was your most vivid experience of living in Bermuda?
I remember playing the Millennium Festival with Shine Hayward. His drummer was ill, and he called me up to do it, and I was very nervous about it because it was a big gig, thousands of people, broadcast live around the world. And I think I was 15, so. But that was like my first kind of pro gig, I guess. But before that, I joined the Bermuda Islands Scottish pipe band as well as a drummer, and I do remember fondly doing all the beating the retreats, you know, on Front Street, which was very nerve-wracking at first, but it was lovely after a while. I loved it, you know, and that really helped me get my chops up as a drummer.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you had to wear kilts.
Yeah, that's where I killed. Our second name's Lennox though, so it's Scottish name, Scottish heritage. So it felt kind of right.
And what's your favourite thing about Bermuda? What do you love?
I have a hell of a lot of really good friends out there. So the social side of Bermuda, you know, hitting Front Street on the weekends and getting juiced, as Bermudians would say, going downtown, getting hot. But yeah, I mean, and obviously that kind of filters into some of the stuff we used to do for fun, like cliff jumping, cliff diving, and going out on boats, and like non-mariners race and cup match, the biggest kind of party in Bermuda every single year. And I remember watching Collybuds perform at non-mariners race a couple of years ago now, but that was just an epic experience. Everybody rafted up together.
Nice. And
Homegrown were accompanying them, which was the local kind of Bermudian reggae band, with McCannon. Cassidy was the singer, and Will Tucker and those guys in the band, and they accompanied Collie for live performances as well.
Fantastic.
So yeah, like music kind of brought us all together, and it was kind of the big network kind of scene out there, and we all ended up doing battle of the bands, and all the musos were hanging out together. But yeah, great community, you know, just a really good place to feel safe and to explore your musicality.
Sure.
And to learn, yeah.
And the bikes? Did you have a bike?
Yeah, I had a bike. Of course I had a bike.
Did you go too fast?
And I got banned for 2 years.
Naughty.
Yeah.
Very naughty. So, talk to us about the music. You've got a new single. Where did the inspiration come for putting that together?
Okay, well, I kind of wrote the basis of that track a couple of years ago now. At the time I was in I was writing music for a little pop duo, and I kind of wrote the main riff with the intention of making it a real poppy track. But then that kind of fell apart, and then when Matt showed interest in collaborating to do what is now Monfrere, we decided that it was a pretty cool riff and we could put it back out. Yeah, to be honest, I don't really know. That kind of song kind of wrote itself almost. Matt's the lyricist in Monfrere, so when he came up with the main vocal hooks, it kind of really took on its own identity, and from that point on, it was quite obvious what to do with it, really. So we did try and keep it some of the kind of formulas which go into making Monfrere sound is we've got a guitar in there. We try and keep some organic instruments in there, like we've got double bass in there and guitar. And so yeah, to give it that kind of organic edge, but it's also quite a clubby tune at the same time. The drums are quite they're all programmed, and then it's got that big kind of EDM section near the middle. So
Beautiful.
A bit of a mixture.
Beautiful. And we made a video. Tell them about where we shot the video.
We rented a studio. I'm going to let a few trade secrets go here. But the video's confused a few people because everyone thinks it is actually a band with lots of different members in the band making up the band. It's not actually, it's just me and Matt. And we write the tunes, I write the music, Matt does the lyrics, and then we hire in session players and we feature session singers, and Kate is now on 4 of our tracks. And if you hear our single, you'll hear how amazing she is. She's doing really well for herself here in the UK. She collaborates with lots of different people, so and I met her on the function scene. We're all over here in Brighton, we're all playing gigs every weekend. We're all bumping into each other, travelling across the country, doing gigs at people's weddings, pubs, clubs, everywhere, you know. So it was only a matter of time before I was going to meet her. The bass player, the guy playing double bass in the Exposed video, is a really good old friend of mine. And Dan Denning as well, great guitarist, and these guys are all session musicians, so they're playing with loads of different projects. So actually, all the stuff you hear on the record is programmed. Even the guitar part itself is programmed, and the double bass. So sorry if that's disappointing to some of you. But the intention is, when it's live, when we perform live, we'll hire in session players so that you know, it will be performed live, but it is actually programmed. But for the video, we wanted to show off the organic nature of the music, didn't we? So we rented a studio and did a mock-up kind of recording session. So it was kind of a pretend recording session. Just, you know, and it worked really well, didn't it? Everybody was miming to their own parts. Yeah, and so then the choruses, well, you can tell them about the choruses.
Oh, well, the choruses we just shot in a really, really beautiful place, just on the South Downs, which is in the southern part of England, in the UK, by the coast. So what we thought we'd do on a really cold night was get a really lovely lady to stand on the edge of a really big hill in the wind and the cold, and in a very short dress, and sing the choruses being out in the Exposed. So Kate was amazing. She's so professional. She got out there and just got stuck in. Yep. And kind of blew us all away. So then edit it all together, and it worked really seamlessly, having the studio shots and then going outside for the choruses. So we put it together. It's our first attempt at making a full video for a song. We enjoyed it, didn't we? Yeah, very much. It's only our second single as well, so I was always kind of what I refer to as a closet songwriter. It was you know, I started life as a drummer, and I stuck with drum. I've been playing drums for 19 years now, which is a scary amount of time. I've just turned 30. So you know, and drumming was the basis for my whole creativity.
And I think, to be honest, I was putting too much pressure on myself as a drummer to fulfill my creative needs, really. So, but I don't play a melodic instrument or a harmonic instrument. So, for me, turning to music production was just, it was a necessity for me to kind of express myself more creatively. And I think I had a good ear on me. I understand harmony well. I think most drummers are used to, like, you know, sitting back and listening. We're pretty good listeners in bands, listen to the overall performance. And so those kind of skills kind of translated towards production, to be honest, hearing the kind of nitty gritty and focusing in on the detail, which is kind of tips of the trade, really, for being a producer. And so, yeah, so music production, I've only been doing it for 2 years now, but it was just a kind of natural progression. And to be honest, like, to all you Bermudians who want to be doing similar things, I learned it all for free online. So if you're interested in what we're doing and you like the sound of music production, you can be doing it yourselves. And you know, it hasn't cost too much, to be honest. I'm on a PC. I'm not using a Mac. I'm on a PC. It's a hell of a lot cheaper. We'll probably be upgrading end of this year, aren't we? We're doing the big change to Mac. Macs are built to work really seamlessly with a lot of the software, but we've got a pretty decent high-spec PC here, which has done the trick. I bought a couple of these mics here, which are called AKG C214s, and they're the baby brother of the 414s. And the only difference is they only have one pickup pattern, cardioid pickup pattern, but they're about half or a third of the price. But you know, this stuff, I think I paid what's £600 for a stereo pair of these microphones, and they can be used for anything, and they're great for vocals. All the vocals you've heard on the tracks were recorded with these mics. And you can see the kind of acoustic treatment behind us. That didn't cost much either. I've got a reflection filter, that thing up there, which helps. We put the mic in front of that, and it helps with getting rid of unwanted reflections when you're recording. Got some studio monitors, which are just speakers, and cost £400 brand new. You know, Yamaha HS80s. You know, what, £2,000 in £2,000, and probably bought us all to get up and running. The software, which can be quite expensive, that costs about £1,000, I think. So, okay. Yeah.
So, what's next for the band? What projects have we got going on at the moment?
Okay. Well, we've got an album coming out. We're not 100% secure on a date yet, because it's taken ages, isn't it?
It's taken a while.
We thought it would be out around about now, but I think we've probably got another good 4 to 6 weeks work.
2 months.
2 months. 2 months. Less optimistic.
November time, I think.
Yeah. By the time they're all mastered, it'd probably take that much time. So we've got 10 tracks on the album, 9 of which have got all the vocals done.
Yeah.
So, and I would say 6 of which are pretty much at a finished state. 2 of the 10 are mastered. Mastering is a whole different process. I'm not doing that myself. That's a good friend of mine, Mark Owens, is doing that. And yeah, so when you've mixed down your track, you get the mix as you like it. You send it off to someone else, and then they manipulate the whole overall mix to make it sound fatter. And just Google what mastering is if you don't know what it is.
It's got to be fat.
It's got to be fat.
It's got to be fat.
It's got to live up to the big commercial, you know, multi-million-pound studio mixes. You know,
it's got to sound like Avicii. It's got to sound like, you know, Swedish House Mafia, David Guetta, that kind of thing. You've got to sound as good as. So that's what we aim to do.
Yep.
And you know, you're giving a bit of a tinker about the possible Bermuda track.
Yeah, well, I won't mention any names, but there's a couple of collaborations in the pipeline with one Bermudian, potentially 2 Bermudians, which we're very excited about. And we've now got the basis of the track, which we're potentially going to use, and it's fat.
It's fat.
It's got a bit of a soca influence, which I'm sure you Bermudians will like, but also it's quite tribal in places, isn't it? It's quite it's got like almost like Middle Eastern vibe in the middle, isn't it? With some big kind of percussive drum parts going on. So yeah, but it's also, you know, got that Monfrere sound, which is clubby, and it will have some organic instruments in there as well to keep it sounding real.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So exciting things coming your way.
Yeah.
So what does Bermuda mean to you?
Well, I'll put that to you first.
What does Bermuda mean to me?
Yeah.
Well, it's a bit of a spiritual home. It's the place I got married and visited while my parents lived there and my brother and sister lived there. I must have visited it 10 times over about a period of about 13 years. So it means a huge amount to me, and probably my happiest memories have come from times in Bermuda. So it means everything to me. What does it mean to you?
Yeah, well, yeah, I grew up out there, and I feel like Bermuda nurtured me as a person. You know, I was 11 when I moved to Bermuda, so I really did grow up out there through my kind of proper fundamental years of, you know, becoming a teenager and kind of understanding what I was about and what I wanted to do. So luckily I was nurtured by amazing teachers who I've mentioned already, others as, like Andwele Simons as well. I mean, these guys have had massive impact on me in terms of inspiration and helping me come out on my shell and encouragement, you know. And you know, Bermuda is like one big family, and I found it a very kind of positive learning environment. People were very, very supportive. Bermudians at gigs, you know, very supportive about what we were doing, and so, you know, questionably wouldn't have, because I at that point in my life I was quite a shy, nervous, introverted lad as well. So if I didn't have had that kind of nurturement, I possibly wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now. So yeah, lots of good friends and teachers out there.
Well, people make an impact, don't they?
Oh yeah.
And there's lots of good people in Bermuda, so we're both thankful for that.
Yeah.
And have you got any advice, you know, for any aspiring musicians out in Bermuda?
Yeah. If you're passionate about it and you want to do, I mean, it refers to anything really in life, but like, you know, I guess we'll like focus on the music thing. You know, just if you're passionate about it and you want to do it, just keep at it, because it is a difficult industry and there's a lot of people doing what we're doing, and but I'm sure Matt can vouch for the fact that there is nothing more fulfilling than doing something which you love as a job. You know, my other job is I'm a drummer in a Queen tribute band, and every weekend I go and perform around different places in the world, and mainly in the UK, but around Europe as well and the Middle East. And we've done some really big gigs, and just feel so exceptionally lucky to have those experiences. And you know, it beats. I've done the other jobs as well, like working at McDonald's and been a courier and stuff like that. And you know, it's those jobs are rewarding, but like in a different way. But you know, when you've got a creative job and it is really what you're passionate about, there is no substitute, and it is the fuel for your life.
Yeah.
And for me, like, if I'm not doing this, I'm bored. I don't know what. I'm rubbish on holidays. I'm so rubbish on holidays. I can't take my mind off of. I always just want to be doing this. So, you know, Bermudians, if you want to learn this type of stuff, you can all learn it for free, and you can all learn it online in your own time, and enjoy the journey. You know. I mean, I'm one of these guys who wants to be the best at it yesterday, you know, but it's not one of those things. It's just enjoy learning and take your time, and because you've got to enjoy the journey, and one day you'll look back and see how far you've come and be like, yeah, it's a rewarding feeling, isn't it?
The journey is the best bit about it.
Yep.
So nice, solid words of advice from Monfrere. We are Monfrere, so you can follow us on Facebook /Monfrere Band.
Yep.
And our website is www.monfrere.co.uk.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If you want to ask us any questions, feel free to email us as well. if you want any more advice or whatever. So, what's our email address? monfrereband@gmail.com. Yeah, that's us.
Do that.
Nice one. Cheers.